Continuing from the previous episode 1320. A group of strong people outside the field couldn't help looking at each other. Obviously, Xiao Yan, who was still at a disadvantage just now, actually used the space shuttle to truly compete with the man in black. This sudden change made many strong people watching the game unable to help but feel a chill in their hearts. Obviously, they all underestimated Xiao Yan's strength. This Xiao Yan is a formidable enemy. Until this moment, Mu Zhe also let go of all his pride and stared at the two fighting in the field. After all, Mu Zhe is not a fool. If Xiao Yan defeated Feng Yu before, it might be luck, but still showing such tyrannical strength against people in black is enough to explain a lot of things. Boom! The red chains and Xiao Yan's radiant giant fingers erupted in ripples of destruction throughout the entire competitive mountain range, constantly spilling out everywhere. Little bastard! After a while, a roar rang out from the center of the explosion. Cough cough cough. It seems that your life and soul lock is nothing more than that. Xiao Yan also had a weak body breath, coughed violently, and then his eyes locked on the man in black at the center of the explosion. You actually know the soul lock of your life? Seemingly surprised, the man in black couldn't help showing a hint of surprise in his resentful eyes. I know a lot more. For example, the Soul Clan, the Soul Palace, the Ghost Kingdom, the power of the soul, and the power of faith. Xiao Yan said with a smile. Ha ha ha, you are very powerful. No wonder the powerhouses sent by us from the Soul Clan are silent. The man in black slowly walked out of the center of the explosion. After hearing Xiao Yan's words, a trace of killing intent appeared on his face. Today, Xiao Yan must be killed no matter what. At this time, the man in black, the black robe covering the body has become fragmented. From the faint traces, it seems that this guy's body should also be a soul body. It's useless to say so much. You want to arrest me to get something, and it just so happens that I also want to inquire about the Soul Clan. A strange smile appeared on the corner of Xiao Yan's mouth. The two of them now have a lot of vindictive energy in their bodies after the terrifying confrontation just now. Ha ha ha. My Soul Clan's tens of thousands of years of dominance, isn't it because you are a little boy who destroyed it? Today, use your life to pay homage to the future feats of our Soul Clan. My death is insignificant compared to the feats of our soul race. Su. After the illusory black-robed figure finished speaking, his voice suddenly became violent, and then the already weak soul body suddenly burst out with a shocking aura. Not good. He's going to blow himself up. With such a short-distance self-destruction, even Du Tianfeng wouldn't be able to rescue him in time. This man in black actually wants to die without a burial place for Xiao Yan. It's really vicious. A group of strong people outside the field looked at the illusory black-robed man's body that swelled dozens of times, and instantly knew what he was thinking. How despicable! Du Qifei saw this, her beautiful eyes flashed quickly, and she bit her lips, looking at Mu Zhe and Feng Yu Jiao Jiao. Fair, the details of this guy are extremely mysterious, and it can't be ordered by the two of us. Mu Zhe shrugged helplessly and looked at Feng Yu, saying, the two of them are not the kind of guys who secretly do something. Xiao Yan is in danger. The self-destruction of the late two-star Dushan powerhouse will seriously hurt even me. Feng Yu said in a deep voice. Fair, save him. Lu Qing also said softly, her voice was full of urgency. At this time, she was extremely anxious. It is to expose her identity as a member of the Holy See, and it is also necessary to save Xiao Yan. Fifth brother, Du Qifei couldn't help calling out to Duan Tianfeng when he heard the words, Xiao Yan is so talented, no matter whether it is for public or private, it is impossible for him to fall like this. I know. You guys maintain the order on the scene. Du Tianfeng took action when the man in black just made a move, and his figure jumped and rushed into the competitive mountain range in an instant. However, let Tianfeng 4-star fighting immortal's strength still can't keep up. Blow yourself up. If I had the strength of the 2-star Do Xian in the early stage, there is still a chance, but now, I'm just taking my own humiliation. Xiao Yan looked at the man in black's violently swollen body. Any panic, dazzling fighting spirit and soul power, formed two tyrannical defenses directly on his surface. Xiao Yan, die! At the last moment, the figure of the man in black swelled to a certain extent, and then completely bloomed like fireworks. Boom boom boom! The dazzling black chi came to Xiao Yan like a fireworks, and the fighting chi bloomed. Damn, this guy has the idea of dying with me. Xiao Yan struggled to resist the self-destruction of the man in black. Xiao Yan knew that at this time, it was obviously impossible for Soul Eater to take action, and he could only rely on himself. But what is worth celebrating is that Du Tianfeng is rushing towards him. As long as he supports the first round of self-destruction and Duan Tianfeng arrives, this crisis will naturally be resolved. Boom! The strange black qi exploded, and the strange black qi kept entangling towards Xiao Yan, vaguely swallowing Xiao Yan's soul power. Damn, going on like this. I can't hold it anymore. Wangchen Tianwu, a tyrannical soul force emerged directly, and immediately shattered the strange black qi, but the next moment the ghost qi condensed and attacked Xiao Yu Ming Tian trance. The dazzling soul power directly gathers at one point, and then bursts out at the speed, easily dispelling the black energy. This, Xiao Yan couldn't help but scold others, no matter how he used his soul power to attack the ghost qi. Once the black qi dissipated, it would condense and attack him the next moment. This kind of ghost energy is actually soul power. Soul power is a unique term for the power of the second power of the soul palace of the Soul Clan. It has a completely different nature from fighting qi. If you want to obliterate this kind of breath, I am afraid that only the power of Holy Flame can do it. Expose the news that he has the Holy Flame. I am afraid that Xiao Yan will become the first focus of everyone. Humph! Let me go! Just when Xiao Yan was in a hurry, Duan Tianfeng's figure slowly came to Xiao Yan. A silver thunder surrounded his body, and immediately protected Xiao Yan's body. With Du Tianfeng's protection, Xiao Yan's pressure was greatly reduced, and then he stared at the center of self-destruction that was very close to him. There, a stream of extremely dark black energy continued to emerge, which actually made this space become uneasy. Destroy me! Duan Tianfeng snorted coldly, and swung his sleeves towards each other, and suddenly a silver thunder with a shocking aura quietly cut through the sky and suddenly hit the center of the self-destruction. The next moment, the energy in the center of the self-explosion suddenly quieted down, self-exploded and dissolved, but Duan Tianfeng didn't notice. There was a faint power that was invisible to the naked eye, and Xiao Yan slowly took it into his pocket. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Continuing from the previous episode 1321. Are you alright? After doing all this, Duan Tianfeng turned and asked Xiao Yan. Cough cough. Xiao Yan coughed violently a few times, then his figure became unstable, and he faintly became weak. Obviously, the mysterious person's self-destruction just now caused a lot of damage to Xiao Yan. Forget it, you can go back to rest first. After you rest, go straight to the finals. I believe that after these 2 games, no one will have any gossip. Looking at Xiao Yan's appearance, Duan Tianfeng made a decision in his heart. The men in black have vanished into thin air at this moment, but this is also the fault of their forging sword Thunder Valley. After all, if it wasn't for the purpose of laying a long line and catching big fish, such an unidentified person would definitely not be brought in. After defeating Mysterious Man, Xiao Yan at this time has successfully advanced to the top 3. There will definitely be a bye in the semifinals of the top 3. Just this place is given to Xiao Yan. Duan Tianfeng wants to make up for Xiao Yan's guilt. Otherwise, because of their fault, let this mysterious person enter the game, and because of what happened to Xiao Yan due to self-destruction, they will lose such a talented guy. I'm afraid they will feel uneasy. Since that's the case, then I would like to thank the third master. Xiao Yan forcibly supported his body, said a word, and left the competitive mountain range independently, heading towards his residence. As for the others, they also watched Xiao Yan's back leaving and muttered in their hearts, "This Xiao Yan, I'm afraid this time he will become a favorite with Mu Zhe to win the championship." Following Xiao Yan's departure, other matches were also proceeding in an orderly manner. Hey, it's good to be deceived and pass the test. Xiao Yan had just returned to his residence, and suddenly the tyrannical soul force emerged directly, and the protection of his house was tightly sealed. It didn't look like a weak state at all. The weak state just now was just addressed for Du Tianfeng to see. However, there is no way to do this. The mysterious man's self-destruction just now gave Xiao Yan a chance to obtain a trace of the source of his soul. When the mysterious man completely fell, the source of his soul would disappear with his fall, so he naturally had to take advantage of the time to restore the source of his soul. The information in it was deciphered, and this was the scene of muddle through. You bastard. The Master of Soul Eater also appeared and said with a smile, how could he not know Xiao Yan's careful thoughts, but he was quite happy with Xiao Yan's actions. The guy just now is clearly a strong soul from the Soul Clan, and from his words, it seems that the Soul Clan already has a lot of information about me. Xiao Yan shook his head. This is natural. After all, the strength of the Soul Clan is the same as your Xiao Clan, which is the 8 major races of the ancient times. Among the 8 major races, the Xiao Clan is the first, and the ancient Soul Clan is the second. Although their 2 clans are not as tyrannical as the Xiao Clan in your heyday, their background cannot be underestimated, said the Lord of Soul Eater. Yep, and most importantly, he knew he couldn't beat me, but he still blew himself up and died with me, which undoubtedly shows that they want to get rid of me. He even said, what is the feat of the Soul Clan? One question after another kept bothering Xiao Yan. Let's take a look first. The next moment, Xiao Yan was no longer guessing in confusion. He flipped the palm of his hand, and suddenly a dark spot of light appeared slowly. This light spot is a trace of the soul source obtained by Xiao Yan after the mysterious person's self-destruction just now. With this trace of the soul source, Xiao Yan can naturally detect some useful information. Hope you don't let me down. Xiao Yan finished speaking, and his dazzling soul force probed him away. Gululu. Strange voices continued to gather from above the light spot, and there was a rather tyrannical resistance vaguely, but no matter how the light spot resisted, it finally collapsed under Xiao Yan's offensive. This is. 10 minutes later, Xiao Yan's pupils were wide open, and the light spot had disappeared without a trace. How's it going? Seeing Xiao Yan opening his pupils, the Soul Eater asked. This soul source only records some incomplete information, it is not complete. Xiao Yan shook his head. This Soul Clan has always been mysterious and low-key. I'm afraid this guy's fall was also within their expectations, so it's not surprising that this is the case. The Soul Eater shook his head and said, obviously not holding much hope. But, Xiao Yan nodded in agreement after listening to Soul Eater's words, but the next moment he spoke again. What? Seeing Xiao Yan's speech, the Master of Soul Eater knew that Xiao Yan must have found useful information from the source of his soul. In the origin of this guy's soul, it is vaguely recorded that the 2 forces of the Soul Clan's Soul Palace are adding a rather mysterious force. The alliance of the 3 forces has jointly attacked the Thunder Valley of the Forging Sword in this East Continent ratio. Seems to be for revenge. Xiao Yan reluctantly deciphered the information. The 3 forces. The Soul Eater nodded thoughtfully. Furthermore, it seems that in the Thunder Valley of Forging Blades, there is a great power with a high status who is an undercover agent among their several forces, but this guy's strength has not reached that level, so I don't know who it is. Xiao Yan opened his mouth and said, it seems that these guys can't stand it anymore. If it is revenge, I am afraid that these 3 forces are related to the foreign evil clan, that is, the Soul Clan and the Soul Palace may have an affair with the foreign evil clan. As for the 3rd force, if it is not what I expected www. Novel MTL. I'm afraid it's a sin. The Soul Eater shook his head. Sin? Xiao Yan said in a deep voice. Although this Soul Clan and Soul Palace are the same in power and race, they are 2 completely different powers. If the 2 powers add sin, I am afraid that this East Continent will face a life and death crisis. It even mentioned Btth2. Their purpose for the first time was not only to attack Ligu for revenge, but also to bring down Forge Ligu, and to capture Btth2 was also the main purpose. Xiao Yan shook his head helplessly. Is it Btth2, the daughter of the Valley Master of Forge Thunder Valley? The Soul Eater heard the words, his eyes flickered, as if he had thought of something. Master, why does Btth2 make the strong souls so rooted in her heart? Does she have any secrets? Why didn't I notice it? Xiao Yan couldn't help but ask. Even with Xiao Yan's tyrannical power at this time, he didn't notice any difference in Btth2, but why was he cared about by these guys? I'm not sure about the specific reasons, but since they target Btth2, you should try your best to protect her no matter what. After all, the feeling this woman gave me doesn't seem to be that simple. Her specific identity needs further verification from me. The Lord of Soul Eater said softly. Yes. Xiao Yan nodded, also aware of the importance of this matter, and immediately did not make a sound, and was sorting out the information in order to prepare for the next finals. Mobile version update fastest URL. Continuing from the previous episode 1322. In 10 days, The top 3 players in the first stage have all appeared, namely Mu Zhe, Xiao Yan and Zhou Mi. And everyone is also caught in nervous anticipation. Who will win the championship this time? After all, the first place is enough to obtain such wonders as the Thor Scroll. As for the remaining 3 strong competition, it will be in the final vesting takes place 3 days later. The night in Leiji was quite desolate, and a cool breeze reverberated in the Leiji space, making the space quite quiet. In a quiet back garden inside the Thunder Valley of Forging Knives. There are plants and trees everywhere, and fireflies are constantly flying. Even at night, they are beautiful. At this time, on the grass, a middle-aged man was lying lazily on it. This man had a rather gentle aura, and his delicate facial features were like a girl's. In addition, the long silver hair was matched with the rather gorgeous clothes, at first glance, are not ordinary people. Squeak. With a sound, there was a crisp sound of stone breaking from the man's sleeve. Hey Mu, has he fallen? The figure lying lazily in the grass slowly opened his pupils and muttered to himself. Call. These guys from the Soul Race, didn't they say that they should not interfere in the affairs of our Soul Palace? In the end, I'm still worried. The fall of the Black Wood. I don't know if it will be discovered by the guys in Thunder Valley. But it doesn't matter. I have been lurking in the Soul Palace for so many years, and it's time to learn about this eastern continent. I just let me live for so many years, and I didn't understand Btth2's life experience. Her motherhood is too mysterious, and there is very little evidence to investigate. Forget it. When the time comes to destroy the Forged Blade Thunder Valley, take her away and hand it over to the Palace Master to deal with him personally. With the heavenly power of the Palace Master, he will naturally be able to easily detect the secrets hidden in Btth2. The man spoke slowly. As soon as the voice fell, the pupils were closing, but there was a terrifying black mist hidden in the pupils. This black mist was exactly the same as the breath of the Soul Clan. Vice Valley Master invites you to go to the Knife Forging Hall to discuss important matters. The next moment, on the grass, a guard from the Knife Forging Thunder Valley appeared and said respectfully, N. The man heard the words, nodded lightly, and then the space around his body suddenly flashed with a trace of silver thunder power, and the figure of this guy disappeared out of thin air. Tisk tisk. The strength of the Deputy Valley Master has reached the level of a half-step 5-star fighting immortal hundreds of years ago. I don't know that it has reached various levels now. The guard's order was conveyed, and it slowly dissipated. Forging Knife Hall. This is the place where the entire Knife Forging Thunder Valley is dedicated to holding meetings. The entire Knife Forging Hall is about 100 meters in size, and a round log table stands in it. This thing is made of quite high-quality metal, which is quite expensive. In addition, the interior of the Knife Forging Hall has been engraved with many exquisite patterns, which makes it quite solemn. At this time, dozens of people had gathered here. Among the dozens of people, sitting around, the first one was Btth2, the current master of the Thunder Valley. Everyone, don't be impatient, everything will be discussed when the Deputy Valley Master arrives. After a while, Btth2, who was at the end, looked at the noisy crowd and got up and said, Humph, Forging the Wind. You still have the face to say? You were in charge of the first stage of the competition. How can there be strong souls entering our Thunder Realm? How did you check the contestants in the first place? I think you don't want to be the third head of the family. Facing Btth2's opening, an old man with a red face and green robe stood up, pointed at Btth2, and yelled loudly. Ha! Elder Stone Forger, please be safe. Thunderworld inspection is strict, but the methods of the Soul Clan are also unfathomable. The fifth brother cannot be blamed for this matter. At this time, Btth2 also got up gently and smiled at the strong people present. There are dozens of people present at this time. There are many 3-star fighting immortals, but most of them are 4-star fighting immortals, and many of them are prominent elders in the Thunder Valley of Forging Swords, and this forging stone is the most difficult one among the elders. Since the Valley Master has spoken, let's wait until the Deputy Valley Master arrives. Dushi also suppressed his anger temporarily, but he also knew that this was not Btth2's mistake. I'm sorry for making you wait for a long time. After a few breaths, the figure of Btth2, the Deputy Valley Master, slowly appeared. Since everyone is here, let's start this meeting. Btth2 couldn't help but smile when he saw Btth's arrival, and then he said, In today's Blade Forging Thunder Valley, he is the only one who is a 5-star fighting immortal, and his second brother Duan Tianyan's strength is already half a step 5-star fighting immortal. But even so, the words of the Valley Master Duan Tianong and the Vice Valley Master Duan Tianyan are absolutely convincing in the Thunder Valley of Forged Blades, because of their strength. In this East Continent ratio, in order to select the most outstanding disciples to go to the 4 continents to meet martial arts, we adopted 3 stages. But in this first stage, there are 2 external forces. According to the intelligence of the spies, these 2 are most likely from the Soul Clan. One of the 2 has been arrested by us in the prison, and the other one was trying to obliterate a contestant when the top 6 advanced to the top 3. I haven't been seriously injured. Du Tianhong's voice was like thunder, filling the entire knife forging hall. Anyone arrested? Why don't we know? Many of the powerhouses present were puzzled. Big brother, this Soul Clan powerhouse, once caught and killed, shouldn't they have any tricks? Duan Tianyan's heart and expression were like water, and there was no movement. The Soul Clan was supposed to be a force on the Xifang continent of the human fighting emperor. I don't know why they came to our ghost realm to participate in the East Continent ratio. And I always think it's not that simple. Fortunately, the powerful Soul Clan we captured has already revealed a lot of useful information, Valley Master Duo Tianong said with a smile. Today's meeting is just to warn you that something like this is not easy to happen a second time, and we must put an end to it seriously. Do you understand? At the last moment, Duan Tianhong's breath suddenly condensed, and he asked a group of powerhouses present. Yes. The strong man present also nodded secretly when he heard the words. Go on, the first and second stages of the competition will end in a short time, and then the third stage will be the real highlight. As soon as Du Tianhong's voice fell, the other powerhouses slowly retreated. Brother, I also don't think it's that simple. Why don't you leave it to me to do it? Seeing that there were only 2 of him in the entire knife forging hall, the Deputy Valley Master couldn't help but speak. Okay, I'll leave this to you, my brother, don't worry. Duan Tianong said with a smile. Hey, thank you for your trust, big brother. After Duan Tianyan, the Deputy Valley owner, his figure disappeared strangely, obviously he was busy. Next, wait for the fox to leak its tail. Seeing Duan Tianyan wrap up this matter, Duan Tianhong's pressure was greatly reduced, smiling and ready to leave the knife forging hall, go down to have a good rest. But at this time, his heart was full of joy, because Du Tianong deliberately told them the news today, in order to find out the poisonous insects hidden in the Thunder Valley of forging knives, and these dozens of people are also the most suspicious. Plated. At. Fighting through the sky. God of Yan Emperor. T. Most. P. Section R. Read. Continuing from the previous episode 1323. Fifth brother? Is there anything else? Just after stepping out of the knife forging hall, he saw Du Tianfeng beside him, so Du Tianong walked over and asked. Big brother, you came just in time. I have some personal things I want to tell you. Duan Tianfeng looked around and saw that there was no one around, and just whispered. Why are you being so cautious? Duan Tianong couldn't help laughing. There is no doubt that this Du Tianfeng is also among the suspects, but at the meeting just now, the quarrel between him and Du Shi undoubtedly proved the authenticity of their identities, so Du Tianong naturally felt relieved. Big brother, it doesn't seem normal for us to forge Ligu recently. Du Tianfeng wrapped the 2 figures with a dazzling fighting spirit, and then said in this special space. You guy, when did you become so sharp? It's not like you, Duan Tianong said with a smile. In the past, Duan Tian had a carefree temperament and was never so cautious. Don't worry, I will naturally handle the matter of forging the Thunder Valley. Duan Tianong said, looking at the naive Duan Tianfeng. Hey, eldest brother, the Thunder Valley is in your hands, so we can rest assured. However, there are not a few people who know about the dark disease in your body. Your strength is inherently tyrannical. Although I can't solve the current predicament of the sword forging Thunder Valley, I have found someone who can solve the dark disease in your body. Tianfeng said excitedly. Could it be Sacred Flame? At this moment, even the Valley Master Duo Tianong, who had been calm, couldn't help but burst into tears. Yes, among the contestants this time, there is one contestant who has a holy flame. And he is the guy who wanted to be wiped out by the powerhouses of the Soul Clan. Duan Tianfeng said impassively. So that's what it is. Duan Tianong couldn't help laughing when he heard this. Fifth brother, remember, you must not let the third person know about this matter. Duan Tianong said solemnly. Brother, I know about this. Duan Tianfeng said with a grin. It's not too late, I'll take my eldest brother to find him immediately. After Duan Tianfeng finished speaking, the two of them, wearing a black robe, silently disappeared inside the Forge Blade Thunder Valley, heading towards the Thunder Realm. Why do you have a bad premonition right now? At this time, Xiao Yan had already sorted out the information and was resting in his own house, but he felt uncomfortable and sat up immediately. Gulu gulu. Just as Xiao Yan sat up, silent silver thunders, like the dark night, instantly completely enveloped Xiao Yan's house. 4-star fighting immortal powerhouse? Xiao Yan was still at a loss. Suddenly a strong sense of crisis poured out of his body, and even his own holy flame heart beat fast. Xiao Yan, didn't disturb your rest so late? Just when Xiao Yan was about to use all his powers to escape, Duan Tianfeng's familiar voice slowly emerged from the silver thunder. Third Master, are you trying to scare people to death in the middle of the night? Seeing this, Xiao Yan said depressedly. No, there is a more powerful aura. Du Tianfeng just appeared, and suddenly there was a more powerful aura hidden in the silver thunder. He, a very sharp little guy. In the next moment, a black-robed figure slowly emerged. Beside Duan Tianfeng, a middle-aged man was wearing a black robe, and inside the black robe, a terrifying aura that made Xiao Yan's breathing quicker slowly filled out. Introduce. This is the Master of the Holy Flame, Xiao Yan, who is also a contestant in this Eastern Continent competition. Duan Tianfeng introduced to the man in black. And this one is the Valley Master of our blade forging Thunder Valley. At the next moment, Du Tianfeng Zaidu introduced Xiao Yan. What? The Valley Master of the Thunder Valley of Forging Knives? 5-star fighting immortals? Xiao Yan heard the words, his face was unquestionable. Obviously, Xiao Yan had heard of the illustrious name of the Thunder Valley Master. Little guy, don't be afraid. This time I'm looking for you, firstly because I have something to ask you, and secondly, I'm asking you for something unkind. The man in black robe slowly took off his black robe, revealing his face. Seeing Duan Tianhong's true face, Xiao Yan couldn't help but become heavier. There is something unclean in my body. I wonder if you have a solution, little guy? Duan Tianhong said after walking a few steps. Senior's body seems to have an evil aura. Xiao Yan heard the words, and the soul power gathered towards him, and after a while, he noticed that a rather tyrannical evil force emerged in Duan Tianhong's body. This power is a bit like the taste of a foreign evil race. The next moment, Xiao Yan said at Du Zai. Good guy, he really deserves to be the master of Saint Flame. Hearing Xiao Yan's words, the two strong men also laughed. This guy is a strong man among the foreign evil races. In the beginning, I used the power of one person to obliterate their entire evil clan, but in the end, I couldn't obliterate the king of the evil clan, so I could only suppress it in my body, so I wanted to use my own strength and the passage of time to assimilate it. Quote, but after so many years, not only has this king not been wiped out, but even my power has been slowly eroded by him. Duo Tianong said helplessly. Scarlet bloodstains slowly appeared on his chest. Above the bloodstain, it was extremely red, faintly revealing a terrifying evil aura, squirming like a worm. What an evil power! Xiao Yan looked at the shocking bloodstain and couldn't help but a trace of heaviness appeared on his brows, and a khaki flame slowly spread out. The fire is khaki yellow, as thick as a rock. It really is holy flame, fire heart Tianyan. Duan Tianong felt Xiao Yan's terrifying fluctuations and couldn't help being overjoyed. Buzzing. As soon as Xiao Yan's Christmas flame appeared, the entire space became quiet, and even Du Tianhong's bloodstains faintly exuded a touch of unease. This guy's name is Xie Mo, and he is the king of the Burning Soul Clan among the evil tribes outside the realm. His peak strength is comparable to that of a human being with a 4-star Do Xian perfection. Whether it is his personal strength or the strength of the evil clan, it's enough to be ranked in the middle reaches of the evil races outside the realm. Watching Xiao Yan carefully examining his bloodstains, Duan Tianong forcibly endured the pain and explained. This guy's current strength is already vaguely about to break through the 5-star fighting immortal. I need to prepare some medicinal pills and cooperate with Holy Flame before I can be sure to expel them. Xiao Yan shook his head and said, Okay, little guy, I'll be waiting for you at the Thunder Valley Treasure Pavilion. Duan Tianhong slowly put on his armor after hearing this, and smiled. Don't worry, I won't give up on this number one. Xiao Yan also laughed. There is one more thing. Recently, there has been a lot of turmoil in the Thunder Valley. I would like to ask Xiao Yan to try to protect the little girl. This is my own request, and it can also be regarded as doing my part for the entire Great Thousand World. Finally, when the two figures disappeared, Du Tianhong's helplessness was left in the space. Continuing from the previous episode 1324, it seems that Du Qifei's life experience is a bit remarkable. Hearing Du Tianhong's helpless voice at the end, Xiao Yan nodded slowly. Never mind. Let's have a good rest first. The day after tomorrow will be the battle of the top three. Zhou Mi doesn't need to worry, the most important thing is that madrigal song. Xiao Yan nodded slowly, then he didn't think about anything else and rested in peace. Time passed quickly, and in a blink of an eye, the finals came as scheduled. Welcome to the Desolate Arena. Today is the first stage of the finals championship. Who will win the championship? Let's wait and see. Du Tianfeng's voice just fell, and the atmosphere in the arena suddenly reached a climax. There are 3 contestants, please. Pastoral, Xiao Yan, Zhou Mi. Duan Tianfeng's voice sounded like thunder, slowly resounding in the arena. Pastoral madrigal. A deafening cheer became excited. It's really lively. Mu Zhe looked at these strong onlookers, and the corners of his mouth wriggled slightly. Next, the semifinals. The 3 please draw lots. Duan Tianfeng said with a smile, but in Xiao Yan's eyes, this smile was full of other flavors. Semifinals, Pastoral versus Zhou Mi. Xiao Yan has a bye. After a while, Duan Tianfeng announced the team for the competition. This guy. Hearing this, Xiao Yan suddenly smiled bitterly. Obviously, this time the lottery was drawn by Duo Tianfeng, who was operating in the dark, but it's okay. He naturally has enough confidence in dealing with Zhou Mi and Xiao Yan, but this pastoral song made him feel a great deal. The pressure of this time failed. You can also see the strength shown by the pastoral song when dealing with Zhou Mi. The next game, Pastoral to Zhou Mi. Duan Tianfeng said in a deep voice. As Du Tianfeng's low voice just fell, the eyes of the countless figures present immediately locked on the 2 people in front of the arena. Hee, my old rival. Zhou Mi grinned, but he was still somewhat afraid. After all, he had never won against Mu Zhe. Hoo. Mu Zhe was expressionless. Although Zhou Mi's strength was also a perfect 2-star fighting immortal, the battle between the two over the years made him understand that Zhou Mi was not his opponent this week. Boom! After a while, the 2 rushed directly into the competitive mountain range and started the game. This is among the favorites to win the championship. Except for Xiao Yan's most exciting game, I don't know who will be killed. Hey, it is said that Zhou Mi and Mu Zhe are already old rivals. Although Zhou Mi has good talent and strength, he is always suppressed by Mu Zhe, so there should be no suspense about the outcome of this match. Keep talking. Zhou Mi, admit defeat. Today you are still not my opponent. The pastoral robe moved slightly, standing in the sky, and an invisible tyrannical wave slowly emerged. Ha. Patriarch, it's still unknown who will kill the deer. Are you so sure that you can beat me this time? Zhou Mi couldn't stop laughing. Even so, then let you try what it's like to fail. Mu Zhe snorted coldly, and around his body, circles of blue ice silk slowly emerged like flowers blooming. Shui Yuan Gaijin. With a cold snort, Zhou Mi took the lead in launching a dazzling attack, only to see a azure blue Do Qi beam flashing from Zhou Mi's body. Attack the pastoral song away. Ice sculpture snow region. Seeing this, Mu Zhe didn't have any expression changes on his face. He made a slight voice, and suddenly a cold and biting blue vindictive energy slowly emerged from under his feet. Bang bang bang. No matter how tyrannical Zhou Mi's attack was, when he came into contact with the blue fighting spirit around Mu Zhe, it quickly melted away. This guy's ice attribute vindictiveness is really getting more and more terrifying. Zhou Mi frowned when he saw this. He is water attribute, and ice is the purification of water attribute, so he was restrained everywhere. Pick me up. Ice thorn sword. Mu Zhe snorted softly, and the dazzling blue ice attribute Do Qi around him instantly condensed into a Zhong-sized energy dagger. As soon as the voice fell, the pastoral figure moved quickly, and controlled the energy dagger to roar towards Zhou Mi. The strength of its attack was probably not an attack that an ordinary 2-star fighting immortal could perform successfully. It's good to come. Waterfall Sky Curtain. Seeing the attack of this damage, Zhou Mi suddenly raised his breath, and water whirlpools suddenly emerged from his body, and then instantly formed a defensive water whirlpool barrier hundreds of meters in size in front of him. Although the strengths of the two are at the same level, the gap in strength is too obvious. This has only just begun, and Zhou Mi has been forced to use tyrannical means of defense. I'm afraid this battle will be the winner and loser. Xiao Yan shook his head slightly. Obviously, his keen soul power had already made Xiao Yan discover some things that were difficult for ordinary people to detect. Those things. Bang bang bang. The energy ice thorn hit the waterfall sky, and suddenly a harsh sound of breaking wind continued to emerge, causing the entire competitive mountain range to be filled with a strange energy fluctuation. Damn it, this guy's strength seems to be more powerful than before. Zhou Mi resisted Mu Ji's attack with great difficulty, and then quickly figured out how to deal with it. For the current Zhou Mi, it is extremely difficult just to deal with the attack of the pastoral song, let alone defeat the pastoral song. That is nothing short of fantastic. Ice Moon. 3 cuts. At the next moment, Mu Ji didn't have any intention of keeping his hands. The dazzling azure blue Do Chi was continuously injected into the energy dagger, and a round of demons condensed vaguely around the energy dagger. Moon is beautiful. Crash. The defensive power of the waterfall sky curtain was extremely tyrannical, but under the successive attacks of the pastoral songs, it actually became fragmented, and there were faint signs of being broken. Zhou Mi, it's over. Seeing that the waterfall sky was about to shatter, Mu Ji smiled and shook his head. After speaking, the short sword in his hand carried the tyrannical aura of destroying everything, and with the help of Yao Yu's terrifying increase, he suddenly slashed towards Zhou Mi. Such a tyrannical blow, if it was hit from the front, even if it was as tyrannical as Zhou Mi, it would still cause serious injuries. I lost. Although he couldn't believe it, Zhou Mi's face was extremely pale, and he said helplessly. Gulagulu. Following Zhou Mi's admission of defeat, Mu Ji also stopped his movements and stared closely at Xiao Yan outside the arena. In the semifinals, the Pastoral wins. Next, in the finals, Xiao Yan versus Pastoral. Duan Tian came to the competitive mountain range, picked up Zhou Mi, and then announced at Du. As the voice fell, the eyes of countless people present were all focused on Xiao Yan and Mu Ji. They obviously did not expect that Zhou Mi would be so vulnerable among the pastoral singers this week. Brother Mu Ji, please enlighten me. Xiao Yan also snorted coldly, and then he directly sank into the competitive mountain range. The real peak match is about to begin.